It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey, Ernie Johnson here, and I'm joined by Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. Tonight, it'll be the Portland Trailblazers up against the Wizards in Washington. Well, for Washington, playing under 500 basketball over the last 10 games, they can do better, and they'll try to get on the winning side tonight. Hey, a chance now to watch C.J. McCollum in action. Definitely one of the sharpshooters in the league, but you don't often hear his name mentioned among the elite. Do you guys feel like he may be underrated as a shooter?
I think he's definitely underrated. He's as dead-eye as most players in the league. Incredible percentages from the floor and from beyond the arc. This guy can shoot the ball.
What probably people forget about is the fact that he can get to the rim so easily. That's why they don't pay attention to the dead-eye shooting. But he's a dead-eye shooter. Tie check?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was an audible yawn we heard from that side of the set. What gives?
That's because I'm dead-eye tired. That was terrible.
Whatever that
No, that was good.
Kevin Harlan. He understands everything, and he's standing by with the call. Next.
And get ready for another dose of NBA basketball on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan along with Doris Burke and Greg Anthony. From the sideline, we'll be hearing from David Aldridge. The Wizards trying to take advantage of their home court in this one before leaving Washington. They've hit a rough spot here early, but still have plenty of time in their season to find their way out.
And you know, for the Wizards, they've had a pretty decent start to the year, staying right within touch of the conference leaders.
And don't count on them going away anytime soon. I'll be surprised if they're not squarely in the playoff picture all season long.
And let's go straight over to David Aldridge for a report before the tip-off. Hey, Dave.
Well, thank you, Kevin. Now, Lehigh's C.J. McCollum has taken full advantage of his opportunity with the Blazers. McCollum said, "I already knew what I could do. People are starting to realize that I'm here to stay." And Kevin, his coach Terry Stotts says his time has come.
It certainly has, D.A. Love the mindset McCollum has, stepping right into the starting two-guard spot with great confidence. Maybe too soon to start talking about this, Doris, but we see some young teams getting blown out. Clearly they're in rebuild mode. At what point do you start to focus on player development versus winning games?
You know, this is such a tough organizational issue because you have to balance the priority of giving your young talent an opportunity to get the repetition necessary in a playing environment in a competitive situation versus we owe a commitment to our fans to win and win at a high level because they're paying the ticket prices and ultimately, you know, playing a part in our success. So I think some of this has to be, where are we at the midway point? Are we legitimately in playoff contention, or is it time to now focus on our player development? This is an organizational decision that has to happen organically over 82 games.
And you know what losing does to a culture. It can disintegrate a culture.
No, it's a great point. You do not want young players to get comfortable with losing. You are so right about that, Kevin.
We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. On the court for the Trailblazers, the incredible pair of Lillard and McCollum are at the 1 and 2. Harkless is out there with Davis, and it's Nurkic in at the 5, roaming the paint. Now here's Beal after the miss from Damian Lillard. Stolen by McCollum. And Lillard kicks to Harkless. Good. Great play by Lillard to set it up.
And Lillard focused on involving his teammates through passing, showing a real desire to make them better.
Kicks it to Morris. Here's the floater. The shot, no good. And the Trailblazers going the other way, coming off that loss against the Nets.
And that can happen on the road. You can get a little bit tight, and often it really shows itself at the free throw line.
It certainly appeared that they let the crowd get to them a little bit. Looked like they were rushing their foul shots, and that can't happen. You've got to lock in.
Here is Porter, following the basket by C.J. McCollum. Here's Gortat, so the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
We know this. Marcin Gortat has always been a very heady player. This is a guy who won't force shots. He's always looking to get a quality opportunity, and he's got great awareness on the floor.
And people rarely think about the mental aspect of playing off the ball in the post, but Gortat, Doris, is as strong as any in the NBA.
Well, Kevin, I think Marcin is so smart playing off the guys around him. He can face up and knock down a jumper from mid-range. He's an excellent cutter. There's a lot to like about his game.
And the first one drops.
This guy was the 57th pick back in 2005. Safe to say that Gortat has outperformed his draft position. That is one of the more formidable big men in the game.
Second free throw, no good.
And it's the little things that Marcin Gortat is so good at that helps you at that center position. His awareness of space, strong in the pick and roll, and also a solid finisher at the rim.
Here's Wall, following the score by Damian Lillard. Here's Morris. And again, Washington, no good.
Boy, a wide open look from mid-range that goes by the wayside. You can tell he's upset.
Cullen passes to Lillard. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Lillard. And looking back at last season, here's a look at the 3-point and 2-point shot attempt averages for Washington.
And you can see how big a role the 3-point shot played in their offense. They were determined to spread the floor and just kind of open things up through their long-range game.
And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. Wall dishes to Gortat. They set the pick. Here's Beal. Oh, and the dunk by Beal.
They just flushed that one with ease. Beal playing above the rim.
Trailblazers leading by 3. And with Gortat, it's those little things like setting timely screens or Greg moving to open up room for others that make him so valuable.
Kevin, he is deadly in the pick and roll. One of the best screeners in terms of his effectiveness to create space. And usually he's near the top of the league in terms of baskets that are created off of his screens.
The 3 from McCollum. Good. Great play by Lillard to set it up. Lillard's got 3 assists tonight.
And that's an element McCollum brings to their offense, the ability to drain the outside shot. It stretches the defense and makes them keep bodies on the perimeter.
Offensive rebound. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. It's going to be on Yusuf Nurkic.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
And for the Blazers, Greg, you could make the case they possess the second-best backcourt in the NBA after the Splash Brothers with Lillard and McCollum.
Yeah, certainly offensively. I mean, they're just about unguardable. The questions begin at the other end. And when you factor in defense, I think you can find some debate there as some other groups tend to do a better job on that side of the ball.
That free throw, no good. And he sinks the second. And first quarter, we're about 3.5 minutes in. Here's Lillard. 23 points for him the last game against the Nets in Brooklyn.
It was never all about himself. He came away with a lot of assists in that game and just kind of kept everybody in the mix.
And one issue we saw with the Wizards last postseason, Doris, was their bench.
Right, a large part of that is the bench just didn't have any explosive scoring. On the season, their bench was bottom 3 in the league in group efficiency, and that's an area they greatly wanted to improve upon this year.
He misses the free throw.
2 seasons ago, you think about the Blazers. They were a young, overachieving team full of great bargain contracts. Well, yeah, they're still young, but they had to shell out some big-time cash to kind of keep that young nucleus together.
So he comes up empty, missing both. And despite spending big money to keep their young talent all together, last season the Blazers, Greg, narrowly made the playoffs and were swept in the first round.
Yeah, and some of those contracts, they have to be a concern if this team doesn't show progress this season. Still, there's something to be said for that stability. This roster given a chance to grow together and develop that chemistry and continuity. Let's see what the ceiling is.
Here's Lillard following the basket by John Wall. Nurkic kicks to Harkless. He dishes it to Davis. Shot clock at 6. Lillard. Portland no good that time either. Wizards trail by 3. Wall with it. Lillard picks him up. Wall passes to Beal. The dish now to Morris. Nurkic against Porter. Morris with a screen on Nurkic. Here's Porter. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
Well, not too slim to mix it up inside. Nice work by Porter.
Pass to Harkless. He kicks it to Nurkic. The feed to Lillard. Beyond the arc. Drills the three-pointer. Lillard's got 7 points.
Yeah, that's 2 straight three-pointers they've allowed.
Wall against Lillard. Gortat with the screen for Beal. Passes it to Morris. Here's Gortat. And Davis pulls it down. Trailblazers leading by 4. McCollum kicks to Harkless. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Trailblazers will retain possession. Nurkic dishes to Lillard. And the Trailblazers, another 3.
Man, the triples keep falling, guys. That's 3 in a row.
And Beal kicks to Porter. Gortat against Nurkic. Pass to Morris. The fader. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers.
A nightmare quarter for this guy. Simply can't buy a bucket.
Wall against Lillard. Davis sets a screen. And Lillard kicks to Harkless. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. Wizards trail by 7. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Portland's gone 3 of 5 from three-point land so far in the ballgame. McCollum outside. Back to Harkless. Good ball movement here by the Trailblazers. Davis, the pass to Harkless. 6 on the shot clock. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. It's going to go on Otto Porter Jr. And for Mo Harkless, Greg, a one and done as we know out of St. John's. Then first played in the NBA with Orlando, but he has found a role, it seems, with the Trailblazers.
Yeah, and think of it. The Magic basically gave him away. Felt he wasn't aggressive enough and not a good enough shooter. He's gained confidence here in Portland and parlayed that into a long-term contract.
free throw, no good. Doris, we're always talking about players developing their skill sets. What do you think is the hardest skill to develop as a broadcaster?
I think for me, the hardest skill to learn was to learn how to relax, to have fun, to not be anything but your most authentic self, because I think the viewer picks up on it. If you're forcing things, if you're trying to be another broadcaster that perhaps you like to emulate. So I'd say that was the hardest thing.
I always say broadcasting a basketball game is like a running conversation between two people, because there's so much scoring, and the rhythm and the flow of the game just lend itself to that.
At its best, you're 100% correct.
Swanigan, he's checked in for Harkless. Trailblazers leading by 8. Here's Swanigan. Good, and it's Napier with the assist that time. Swanigan's got himself on the board with 3 there.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
So timeout called here, the first for Washington. Defeated by the Hornets in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them.
And I think they can hold their heads high from that performance, you know, despite the final score being what it was.
Well, this was a competitive game, and it looked like it would end a lot closer. But that's the home court advantage kicking in, those extra points down the stretch.
Outside, Scott dishes it to Oubre to stop the run, and finished off by Oubre.
This guy's a super quick leaper. Oubre doesn't need much time to get off the floor.
Napier kicks to Aminu. And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2.
And last season, I think we saw just what could be a preview of what the Washington Wizards can be moving forward, right? They return to the second round of the playoffs. They have a clear core and strength to build around for the future.
He's off on the first. And Doris, as you mentioned, it had been a roller coaster of season finishes for the Wizards over the last few years. Now they know exactly where they stand.
You know, Kevin, I think equally important, they know the destination they want to get to. John Wall has shown he is an elite talent in the NBA who can carry them in a postseason series. And I think as long as Wall is there, this team has an opportunity to contend in the East.
No good on the second free throw. Last season, the Wizards having one of the best years in franchise history. No title for the team, but Doris, they did secure their first division title since 1979.
And if my math is correct, Kev, that was a 38-year drought they managed to end. But for this team, I think they know it's just the start, and they want to go even deeper in the playoffs this year.
Yep, that one goes.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Frazier kicks to Meeks. Frazier outside. Scott against Collins. Mahinmi a screen. 6 to shoot. That shot missing. And the Trailblazers going the other way. Here's Turner. Good, and it's Napier with the assist that time. Turner's got his first points of the night.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Feeds to Meeks. Now here's Oubre. He's covered by Aminu. Frazier outside. And stolen by Napier. Drops in the breakaway layup. And the Trailblazers lead by 13.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
And that replay presented by Under Armour, showing us the fantastic steal that led to that fast break finish. Another Unleash Chaos moment. Now, here's Meeks. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. They set the screen. Frazier outside. Clock at 4. It's tipped. Here's Napier. Taking a look at his numbers, he averages about 7 points a game. Shots good by Turner.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Now here's Oubre. Down by 15. And another miss by Washington. Here's Napier. Baseline J on the way. And the rejection by Mahinmi.
And this is what you like about Jan Mahinmi defensively. He might not be the highest flyer, but big-time enforcer.
To the inside. Meeks, good. Meeks got his second bucket of the night.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Napier dishes to Aminu. And some nice ball movement here by the Trailblazers. Napier kicks to Collins. Trying his luck deep. Oubre pulls it in. Wizards trail by 13. Fires the three. A shot by Frazier, no good. 1:25 left to play in the first quarter. Drains the three-pointer. Napier's got 5 now.
And from the opening tip, they have been in complete control of this one.
Yeah, you know, it looks like they've wanted it more. Outstanding hustle and determination throughout.
Now here's Frazier. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. He feeds it to Scott. His three-pointers off the mark.
All the time in the world to get that one off.
Here's Collins, and he takes that one up and powers it through.
And guys, they've come out and established a rhythm. And also their play calling has been on point.
Yeah, I think that's exactly how they've built this lead. They played as one, shared the basketball, running their offense to perfection.
Now, here's Aminu. He's covered closely. Misses from short range. Wizards trail by 18. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Scott kicks to Meeks. And out of bounds as the Trailblazers gain possession. There's 18 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Turner with it. He had an 18-point outing in the last game against Brooklyn. And the pass to Swanigan. And the rejection by Mahinmi. It could go. Can't hit that one. And a double-digit lead on the scoreboard as we end the first quarter of play. Trailblazers lead by 18. And don't go away. We'll be back momentarily. And now a chance to hear from point guard Damian Lillard as he explains his stoic demeanor on the floor.
I was taught to, never let anybody see how you feel. I kind of just embraced it, for my entire life. Just, you wouldn't know if something was going on in my life or not, because as long as I'm taking care of business and doing what I need to be doing, that's all that matters.
I would say we probably shouldn't expect to see Lillard starring in any reality shows about his personal life.
Lillard is a young man who is all about taking care of business.
Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. And the Trailblazers have really been rolling, haven't they?
Yeah, it didn't take them long to get that transition game going.
Not at all. Every time they get the ball, they're looking to burn the defense in transition.
Mahinmi is out there with Scott. Then there's Oubre. Then it's Jody Meeks. And it's Frazier in at the 1. That's the group starting the second quarter for the Wizards. And here we go. Washington fast break. Not wasting any time and taking the shot and knocking it down. Meeks got the first points up on the board here in the second quarter for the Wizards.
I think it's interesting. When you talk about being consistent, Jan Mahinmi is a great example. This guy's a solid center who will defend and board for you. So important.
Here's Swanigan. Here's Aminu. Here's Collins. Nice work on the boards, paying off with the basket.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. Hey, the Portland Trailblazers are developing a great chemistry for a young team. Damian Lillard takes the team to San Diego every September for bonding purposes, and he told me how much we like each other, how much time we spend around each other. That shows you a team that is really together. It is a unit. We have each other's back. Kevin?
And it's critical to establish camaraderie early on. Thank you, D.A. Sounds like Lillard has this team headed in the right direction. And the Wizards are going with a whole new group out there now. Second quarter, we're a little over a minute and a half in. Here's Wall. The Wizards with another miss. And Doris Mahimi is not a flashy player by any means.
Right. Jan is a guy who doesn't need to play with flash in order to impact a game. He does a terrific job filling up space on the offensive end when teams collapse off him. And this guy's got a great career field goal percentage because he takes only the shots he knows he can make.
Count the basket. And that's now 6 points for Marcin Gortat.
When he gets that close, more often than not, Gortat is going to convert.
And Lillard kicks to Nurkic and finished off by Nurkic.
Oh, you hear that sound? That's the flushing of the toilet right there.
Greg, a fierce two-hander. Wizards trail by 20. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. And Gortat kicks to Morris. It's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. And Markieff Morris, a power forward who gives you a different look and a little bit of everything, Doris.
Well, what I love about Keith, he isn't going to back down on the block, and he's able to score in a number of different ways. Got a great nose for the basket, collected when finishing at the rim. This guy adds so much value.
Two shots.
And the first one at the line is good. And for the Blazers, tremendous scoring talent in their backcourt. How did they turn the corner in the West, Greg?
Clearly, it's going to be with their defense. I think that's where they've had their struggles. They're going to have to get better at the point of attack there and protecting the rim. I think some of it has to do with the lack of discipline, but also you could factor that into being just an inexperienced young group that's still kind of getting their feet wet.
What a story for Markieff Morris, taken exactly 1 pick before his twin brother Marcus back in 2011.
And taking a look here at some numbers for Marcin Gortat. The last 10 or so games, he has been remarkable. 5th in rebounding, and he's a defensive ball hawk. You can't let your guard down. Remember, he's 10th in the league in steals per game.
And he's so explosive, so hungry. You really can't keep him off the glass when he wants to get there. That's why he's top 5 in rebounding. Washington calls timeout, and this game the first chance they've had to see Portland.
Yeah, and taking on an interconference foe, certainly not a rival. They're the better team, and they showed it, winning both matchups last season.
Here we are in November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. Take a look at the Warriors. A terrific position for them as they hold up that illustrious top spot, but it's a long season, as we all know. And, of course, the Trailblazers, 6 games out.
And for the Trailblazers, they haven't attracted any serious attention here in the early season. It's been the kind of average start that most had predicted.
I do think they're capable of more than what they've given so far. If this coaching staff gets them right on track, and once they get a few more games under their belt, the wins will start to come.
And just not able to find the target from three-point range here in the second quarter, although he did knock down 1 in the first.
Portland leading by 18. Lillard, the pass to Davis. Good. Great play by Lillard to set it up. Lillard's got 5 assists tonight.
And you're not going to pass up that kind of look.
Kicks to Gortat. Rebound by Nurkic. Nurkic has got 6 rebounds in the game. Harkless. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there. Doris, you've talked a bit about leadership, both on and off the floor. What are some of the traits, in your opinion, that make someone, a person who would want to follow and the characteristics of a leader?
You know, I'd say someone who prioritizes winning, even at the expense of their own success. That would be the first thing. And then someone who's ultra competitive. Somebody who's available on a night-by-night basis. Somebody who doesn't let a little nick or a bruise impact their availability on a particular night. So unselfishness, competitiveness, and availability are three attributes that I love.
And leaders can be followers from time to time too, don't you think?
Oh, there's no question about it. You have to be willing to be a part of a group, and sometimes that means ceding your leadership position. Well, listen, we know the heart of this Wizards team is the backcourt of John Wall and Bradley Beal. They are the engine that gets this team going, and both serve as great leaders as well.
No good at the stripe this time. Second misses also. And Doris with Wall and Beal, the Wizards leaders. Most would argue that they are the best backcourt right now in the Eastern Conference.
Well, there is a tandem in Toronto that might argue that supposition. But to me, Bradley Beal and John Wall are absolutely one of the elite backcourts in the NBA. Both guys are efficient scoring. Both can create off the dribble. And it's hard to overstate how much they mean to this team.
8 feet away. Gortat misses.
I'll tell you, his inconsistency not helping their cause at all.
McCollum. Morris with the rebound. Morris has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Outside, Beal. On the wing, Porter. Covered by Lillard. And that one's good by Porter.
Stretching out to finish past the defender. Porter scores inside and out.
Nurkic a screen on Wall. Lillard attacking. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in. Lillard's got 12 points in the game.
Listen, he's been a key component of their offense tonight. Efficient and effective.
Lillard against Wall. Up again, and the second chance effort by Gortat. 8 points for him.
Now, Gortat is a space eater, and you've got to put a body on, or he's going to burn you with putbacks like he did there.
It's McCollum with the drive. Yes, that goes in. And the Trailblazers lead by 17.
And he can smell blood in the water. Excellent finish.
I'll tell you, you've got to admire the energy. This guy really wants to put this one away.
Now here's Beal. He had a 33-point outing in their last game against the Hornets in Charlotte.
And boy, did he have it going offensively. He lived at the line during that game as well, and that's where he got a lot of those points.
Davis kicks to Lillard. That shot off the mark. Nice D from Wall. Morris with a screen on Lillard. Wall dishes to Morris. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Harkless with the steal. Lillard attacking. It falls through, making him 6 for 11 in the game.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Washington calls timeout.
Yeah, just ice cold right now from the floor. Time to regroup.
I think, Greg, they look lost and they look frustrated. Not sure how they're missing so many shots right now.
And one of the most dangerous shooters in the league, Damian Lillard, only needs a sliver of daylight, Greg, to get that baby off.
Yeah, I mean, he'll brush off the comparisons to Steph Curry, but he presents some of the same problems for the defense. Deep range, a quick release, and just one of the nastiest step-back jumpers in the game.
We see a chart here for the shooting performance so far for Lillard.
And everything he's touched has turned to gold. If you are on defense, you have to make sure all 5 players know exactly where he is at all times, because if he gets a sliver of a look, he'll get it done.
And Washington has possession, trailing by 19. And the call will be against Jusuf Nurkic. That's his 3rd foul of the game. And here's Wall. He had an 18-point outing in the last game against Charlotte. Here's Gortat. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. Doris, you've seen the game from many different angles. If you were a general manager, what would you look for if you were hiring a coach?
You know, it seems to me one of the most important aspects of being a head coach in the NBA, your ability to be a people person, to relate, to pull the strings that motivate different types of players. You know, I look at someone like Steve Kerr, who seems to have such a great feel for the pulse of his team, that seems to understand the players who respond well to sort of him getting in their grill. The other players who maybe need to be pulled aside privately because pride is in play. Listen, everybody has X's and O knowledge as a head coach in the NBA, or they wouldn't be in that position. To me, it's as much about managing egos and minutes and being a good person and invested in those players as it is the X and O's.
Have you ever seen a great coach who wasn't also a great communicator in their own way?
No, I think communication may be the #1 skill, aside from obviously basketball acumen.
Now here's McCollum. He has 7. Here's Lillard, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. Doris, we know there's a lot of trash talking on the court. Some of it is unfriendly, some of it not so much, just kind of playing around. When do you consider comments going over the line?
Well, given that I'm not necessarily privy to exactly everything that's said, I imagine much of it not PG rated, Kevin.
No.
I would say that's an issue for the players to decide. If you step over the line, you're going to feel me in some way, shape, or form.
I don't know, though, we've ever had a time in any professional sport, but in particular the NBA, where there has been a real feeling of community among the players, though. I mean, I think in the olden days, there was genuine hatred, and there's some of that now. But there is really a feel like, hey, we are all in this together.
Maybe too much so. Like
Maybe too much so.
I enjoyed watching Larry Bird, who was supposed to be amongst the best trash talkers, get into the head of the player. Draymond Green is the current iteration of perhaps the best trash talker. I say, listen, let him yap a little bit. Nothing wrong with that.
He's taking Kevin Garnett's place in that regard, I think.
Yeah.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Here is Wall. He's given them a healthy dose of offense each and every night with an average of 20 points a game. The 19-foot shot, he squares up and sinks it. Wall's got his 2nd basket of the game.
You can see the satisfaction John Wall takes in making those jumpers. He continues to improve in that area.
Porter against McCollum. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. Doris, Otto Porter is a very consistent shooter. He's put in a lot of work since entering the NBA to get his shot where it is now.
You know what I love, Kev? He reviews film, and he thinks about his mechanics all the time. And it's one of the ways you build a more reliable three-point shot. You can't question his work ethic.
2 shots.
No good on that one.
Guys, there's no doubt last year was a breakout year for Otto Porter. I mean, he set career highs almost across the board. Points, rebounds, and so on. This guy went from being a role player to a major part of the offense.
And he's good on the 2nd. And for Porter and Doris, you've always said that he always had the tools.
No doubt. I mean, with Porter's size and ability to shoot the basketball, I think he's going to be a player who has a long career. Is it a complimentary role? Probably. But because he can catch and shoot, there's always value.
And guys, that's one of the more basic plays in anybody's playbook, but not to mention also truly one of the best.
And Greg, the pick frees him up, and the dunk caps it off.
Yeah, run your offense with that kind of precision. Not much anyone can do to stop it. Well, they've been playing some tough defense on him in this period, and it's starting to affect him. This guy's having trouble finding the target right now.
Collins kicks to Davis. Wall against McCollum. Clock at 6. Wall with a block.
Now you see the wingspan and the timing by John Wall. What a defensive effort. He's trying to make something happen, but obviously been a tough quarter.
Another foul would give him 3. before the half. Something to keep an eye on, guys.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw missing.
Well, I don't think there's any doubt, guys, that last season was the best season in Bradley Beal's young career. It was the most points per game, and he did so while shooting 48%. Just really impressive.
Here's what Washington's going with right now. Mahimi's checked in for Gortat. Scott comes in for Morris. Kelly Oubre's checked in for Otto Porter Jr. And Tim Frazier subbed in for John Wall. And the second free throw, good. For Beal, his improvement wasn't only in the scoring department.
Well, no doubt. I thought he had a strong case for most improved player when you look at the areas he elevated his game. Career high in assists, career high in threes made, as well as free throws taken. I mean, what more could you ask for?
And the basket by Napier. Napier's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
A steady screen set on that play, and the defense disappears. Nice communication between teammates to make that play work.
Frazier outside. Nice ball movement by Washington. Here's Beal. Second chance shot. That's tipped, and he recovers it. Here's Turner. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Turner's got 6.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Oubre kicks to Scott. Beal against Turner. Puts it up from 15. That one falls. That's now 8 points for Bradley Beal.
I'll tell you, what a start in the first quarter, and now he's taking it to a new level here in the second.
Outside Turner. Collins against Mahinmi. Shot by Collins, no good. Wizards trail by 20. And here's the fast break. Beal leading the way. That's tipped. Turner with the steal. The finish, and Turner throws it down.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
Fantastic anticipation. Then he shows major explosiveness converting at the other end.
Here is Frazier. Portland making their last shot. Shot clock at 5. Off the screen. And it's Portland with the rebound. Collins has got 6 rebounds here tonight. Oubre with the steal. Now here's Frazier. He's covered closely. Scott can't get it to go.
Boy, that's exactly how you have to play defense when he's driving the lane. You cannot give him any space.
And a moment now to see some numbers for Bradley Beal. He's around 18 points per game, 2 assists, and 2 rebounds. And for any other player putting up those numbers, we'd say they were great, but for him, they're just simply run-of-the-mill.
Agreed. A lot of guys in this league would be very happy with that stat line, but this guy is the real deal. He is built for more.
The first one falls. Jody Meeks, he's checked in for Beal. Both free throws good from Turner. And Washington has possession. They've got the Timberwolves ahead of them next in Minneapolis. That'll be the first half of a 2-game trip. The dish to Scott. Pass to Oubre. 6 to shoot. Frazier left side. Buries the long-range jumper.
Found a little room behind the arc and didn't wait around. He just let it fly right in your eye.
What a way to do it. Now here's Turner. He's got 10. Collins passes to Napier. Trying to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. Oubre kicks to Frazier. Outside, Scott. Back to Frazier. 27 seconds left to play here in the half. That's short off the rim. Portland leading by 21. Here's Napier. 7 points in the game. He dishes it to Turner. He kicks it to Napier. Lays it up and banks it in. Napier's got 9.
And that's right where they wanted to go with the ball, in rhythm.
And so it's the Portland Trailblazers in very good shape with a 23-point lead at the end of the quarter. A look at the field goal percentage numbers tells the story of what tough defense they're playing today. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, guys. Here with head coach Terry Stotts. Coach, what has gone right for your team so far?
Well, we've got a lot of energy. Getting stops and getting runouts was the biggest difference.
And that gets your guards involved early in the offense. Thanks, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter. See you in just a bit.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here. Got Shaq, got Kenny the Jet Smith. We welcome you back to the halftime show on 2K Sports. Damian Lillard has been having a big night. He had 18 points and 5 assists. First 2 quarters from him were fun to watch. What'd you think about Portland, Kenny?
Well, they were dishing out dimes left and right, and the guys were finishing strong. As a team, they seem to be always thinking, always looking for the best shot. If they keep sharing the ball this way, the second half could be more lopsided than the first.
And over to Shaq, your take on the Wizards.
Not pretty to watch how they get torched in the low post, Ernie. When they were playing defense in the post, you know me, Ernie. Barbecue chicken alert, barbecue chicken alert. This team is going to have to up the pressure, play more physical in the second half, start a fight, throw some bowls. Let's go.
And now, folks, just moments away from the start of the third quarter.
And as we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started. We're seeing a tremendous game from Damian Lillard.
Yeah, and sometimes you find yourself in a role you're not comfortable with, but his passing in the first half really was impressive.
Well, Greg, there's no doubt. This guy has been superb at moving the ball and getting all of his guys going on the offensive end.
Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game. On the court for the Trailblazers, Lillard and McCollum, the star-studded backcourt. Davis is out there with Swanigan, and it's Harkless in at the 3.
Well, he's a big-time load inside. Gortat able to convert with the defense closing hard on him.
Trailblazers leading by 21. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Fellas, Al-Farouq Aminu has established himself as a great defensive player, and he wants that recognition. He said, my goal every year is to be Defensive Player of the Year. I want to guard 1 through 4 and even 5 sometimes. I want it to be known that I'm a great defender, and I want the league to recognize that. Kevin?
Thanks, David. Aminu continues to prove his worth on the defensive end. His length and quickness certainly hard to deal with.
Well, they know not to leave him open from mid-range, and they're all over him on that shot.
Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. Here's McCollum. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Lillard. Lillard's got 6 assists now in the game. Washington shooting just 35%. They've got to get better looks. Lillard against Wall. There's the feed to Morris. Over Davis. Rebound by the Trailblazers. Swanigan's got 4 rebounds in this game. Harkless the pass to Swanigan. Davis dishes to Lillard. Davis sets a screen. To the inside. Here's Swanigan. He sinks the 11-footer. Swanigan's got 5.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
And Wall kicks to Porter. 2 minutes gone in this third quarter now. Now here's Beal, defended by Harkless. Second chance shot. He scores his 5th field goal. He's taken 9 shots to get those 5.
What a fantastic game he's had on the offensive end. If only his teammates could keep up.
To the wing on the left. Lillard from outside. That counts. He's put up 13 shots, and he's had 8 of those go in.
80% shooting to start the third, 4 for 5.
To the middle, here's Wall, and he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
Now the defense didn't bother him right there. Wall able to convert.
Lillard dishes to Davis. It's McCollum on the wing. Shoots over Beal. McCollum no good.
Boy, I'll tell you, he has plenty of space, but it looked like a little bit of a hitch in that release.
And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up.
And you could argue Bradley Beal was one of the bigger all-star snubs from last season. It's great to see what he can do when finally healthy, and has always been a dangerous scorer when he's at 100%.
Shooting 2, gentlemen.
First free throw is good. And with Beal, and Greg, you brought this up with his health because he hadn't been able really to play a full slate of games in his first 4 years in the NBA.
Yeah, and credit him for dedicating his efforts to improve his health. I mean, was a time when you thought injuries would maybe limit his career, but when he's on the court, he is one of the best we have at that off-guard position, and he's only going to get better.
Now, how's this stat for Bradley Beal? The first player since Magic Johnson to have 3 25-point playoff games before he turns 21.
On the wing, Porter. Wall passes to Porter. Now Beal. He's got 9. Passes it to Gortat. Rebound by Nurkic. Nurkic has got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. McCollum kicks to Lillard. Back to McCollum. That shot, no good. Good work defensively by Morris.
Well, obviously it's been an off night for him offensively, but give his teammates credit. They've bailed him out. He's still got time to turn it around.
Now here's Beal. As you can see from his numbers, he's been a key component in their offense. He's averaging almost 18 points a game. Wall, a tad short, but it's good off the front iron. Wall's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Well, he can really live at the rim. John Wall, a great finisher.
Now here's Harkless, guarded by Porter. Harkless dishes to McCollum. Takes the 3. Knocks down the 3 ball. McCollum's got 12 in the game.
He hits one in the first half, another here. Not prolific, but the defense has to keep an eye on him.
Time called here. The Wizards decide to talk it over.
Yeah, and C.J. McCollum mostly plays at that off-guard spot with the Blazers, but on a lot of teams, you could see him as the lead guard. I mean, 6'3" in height, and his handles are elite.
Let's take a peek at the league's assist leaders. Second, John Wall.
His passing has been so terrific. You can see his unselfishness really rubbing off on the rest of the team.
The Wizards have gone an even 50% from the floor here in the third quarter. 4 of 8. And C.J. McCollum can step into that point guard role very comfortably.
Yeah, I mean, he keeps it on a string going right or left. A terrific ball handler. Calling him a secondary ball handler is almost not doing him justice.
Now here's Lillard following the miss by John Wall. The shot by Harkless, no good.
Yeah, bad shot there. Trust is lacking. You got to be willing to make the extra pass.
I'm not sure why he doesn't continue to move the basketball. Would have served that team much better.
And it's the Trailblazers with the ball, following the miss by Otto Porter. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Pass to Wall. Nurkic with the block. Here's Gortat. Makes it off the glass. Gortat's got 6 in the quarter. Portland's gotten a positive outcome on 7 of their 14 three-pointers in this game. Not bad at all. Screen by Nurkic. Lillard, the pass to Nurkic. Good. Great play by Lillard to set it up. All with it. He's got 8. Outside, Beal. Dishes to Morris. Wall against Lillard. Gortat, and it's Portland with the rebound. Lillard attacking, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's going to go on Markieff Morris. The Trailblazers have really been struggling with their free throws, only made 5. More misses than makes so far.
And as a unit, they're shooting 78% from the line. That's a solid number to work with on the season.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
And he makes the first. The Wizards making a switch here. Meeks is checked in. Collins checked in for the Trailblazers. Aminu comes in for Maurice Harkless. All free throws good from Lillard. Washington shooting is leaving some to be desired, just 36% here in the third quarter. And Wall kicks to Gortat. Nice ball movement by Washington. Kept alive, goes back up, and that's 2 points on the layup. 10 points for Wall.
Yeah, with his size and athleticism, Wall is terrific at crashing the glass and putting shots back in, and it fuels the rest of his guys.
Now here's Lillard. 23 points in the game. In transition, here come the Wizards. Porter's running. Another one falls for Washington.
Yeah, I think Porter's good enough shooter to be a zone buster, able to find the seams, hit the mid-range.
Here is Lillard. Right now, checking his stats, he's averaging over 23 points a game. The shot, no good. Now the Wizards take it the other way. Porter kicks to Wall. Again, the miss by Wall. Portland's gone 2 of 2 from long range in the third quarter so far. Here's Aminu, and so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. These are his 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
Not the best statistic for him in terms of his performance at the line. Very low numbers.
Two shots.
And he knocks down the first one. And a new group getting ready for the Wizards. Mahinmi's checked in for Gortat. Scott comes in for Morris. Kelly Oubre's checked in for Otto Porter Jr. And Tim Frazier's subbed in for John Wall. Evan Turner, he's checked in for the Trailblazers. Napier comes in for Lillard. So he makes 1 of 2 as the second one misses. A difficult situation for Washington. Frazier kicks to Scott and finished off by Scott.
Well, not exactly one of those big, burly power forwards, right? He depends on his leaping ability more than those guys, and it serves him just fine, Kev.
Here's Napier. He's got 9. Feeds to Nurkic. The pass to Napier. He tries for 3. Nice D from Frazier. Washington shooting has been wayward so far. Only 37% from the floor. Down low. Here's Scott. Scott missing again. Portland leading by 23. Here's Turner. That's in. That's his 5th field goal. He's shooting a hot 71%. 5 for 7. Frazier kicks to Scott. Tips it, controls the rebound, and puts it back up and in. Mahinmi's got his first basket of the night.
And they've shown a little extra hustle on the offensive glass here in the second half. Second chance points are starting to add up for them, and they can use every one of them.
Here's Collins. He feeds it to Nurkic. And stolen by Scott. Now here's Frazier. Kicks it to Meeks. Lets the 3 fly. Good, and it's Frazier who picks up the assist. Frazier's got 4 assists now tonight. And the rejection by Mahinmi. Meeks dishes to Frazier. Pass to Scott. To the wing on the left. Oubre kicks to Mahinmi. Again, the Wizards good for 2.
Wow, I'll tell you, Jan Mahinmi has really learned how to play off the more natural and gifted scorers on his team. That's a pretty looking shot right there.
They get it back. Nurkic, and a good offensive board, and he gets the bucket. Nurkic has got his 3rd basket of the night right there. Here's Washington. They're on a 13-5 run here. Outside, Scott. And again, Washington with the triple.
And no matter who it is, that kind of D isn't going to get it done.
On the wing, Turner. And they come right back with their own 3-pointer. Turner's got 5 points now in the quarter. Frazier kicks to Scott. Mahinmi a screen. Oubre, no one around him. Gets the 3-pointer to fall. Oubre's got 5 points so far.
Yeah, those are starting to add up, guys. Of their last 5 baskets, 3 have been triples.
Mahinmi against Nurkic. And the rejection by Mahinmi. And he gets it back. Accurate with the jumper from the elbow. 6 points for him.
I love the ball movement there. He put that on a silver platter. Just served him up.
Frazier kicks to Scott. Now, here's Meeks. He's guarded closely. Just 5 to shoot. Nice ball movement by Washington. Scott missing again. Trailblazers leading by 19 points. To the left side wing. The baseline J. And he gets the jumper to drop. Aminu's got his 2nd bucket of the night.
And after really leaning on that 3-point shot in the first half, seeming like they're just getting away from it here in the second. More of the shots coming from the interior.
Now here's Frazier. He averages a bit over 6 points a game, and they pick up 2.
And not being as aggressive from the 3-point line anymore. They had a lot more attempts in that first half.
Napier kicks to Collins. There's the dish to Nurkic. They set the screen from downtown. Rebound by Mahinmi. In transition, here come the Wizards. Oubre, good.
Yeah, this guy's so fluid in transition. Just a great player, Oubre, in the open floor.
Here's Napier. Gets to the rim for 2 with the D all over him. And the Trailblazers lead by 19. And so it's the Portland Trailblazers with a 19-point advantage heading into the next quarter. They've had active hands and have forced a lot of turnovers in this one. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. And let's listen to head coach Terry Stotts review the game plan with his guys.
Hey, look, offensively, we're getting great look. We're getting great threes. We're getting out. Just stay with it, all right? Keep knocking them down when they're there. Let's go.
Well, that's Terry Stotts happy with the pace right now and how they're running through options. They're on a roll right now, obviously, with the score.
Absolutely. This is how the offense is designed to work. Put the defense back on its heels and just keep attacking.
And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the fourth. We've got Mike Scott, Jody Meeks out there with Frazier, and there's Ian Mahinmi. And it's Oubre in at the small forward position. That's the group on the floor right now for Washington. Turner with the steal. And now Portland on the break. And stolen by Scott. Frazier outside. Meeks on the wing. The putback. Great positioning on the putback.
He's been heating it up since the break, getting some excellent looks right now.
Here's Napier. Frazier covering. They set the pick. And Turner kicks to Nurkic. Here's Napier. Rebound, Washington. Oubre's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. He dishes it to Scott. Jacks up a 3. Bangs home the trifecta.
Obviously, he's not the top priority for the defense in those situations. It results in an open 3.
Napier passes to Aminu. Baseline try. Rebound by Mahinmi. Mahinmi's got his 8th rebound here tonight.
I'll tell you, with the struggle he has had today, he probably won't be their #1 option as they look to close this game out.
Here's Scott. Scott missing again. Portland leading by 14. We're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter in this one. There's the screen. Here's Nurkic. And that one goes long. For Washington, they've gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. Now Meeks. And it's Portland with the rebound. Nurkic has got rebound number 13 with that last one. That one drops for him. And that's 17 points for Evan Turner.
Boy, the consistency he's had tonight has been impressive. Really steady from the field.
Out to the right wing. Frazier outside. Right at the free throw line. Rebound by the Trailblazers. Here's Napier. He kicks it to Aminu. Launches it. Rebound by Mahinmi. Mahinmi's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Oubre, good.
Yeah, this is one thing about Kelly Oubre. I know he's thin, but there's a wiry strength to him. He's able to take the hit and complete it.
Time called here. The Blazers decide to talk it over.
And guys, you know, you never run out of things that you can improve upon.
I think, Greg, it's important to keep that hunger, right? You're always striving to get better and to change things up.
And Washington going with a whole new group here. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Davis is checked in for Swanigan. Harkless comes in for Al-Farouq Aminu. C.J. McCollum, he's checked in for Turner. And Damian Lillard subbed in for Napier. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear Terry Stotts talk to his team during that timeout. He told them, I don't want us to be satisfied yet. We can congratulate ourselves later, after we win. Right now, we have to close this one out. He doesn't seem to think this one's over yet, Kevin.
And so it's Washington with it. Portland making their last shot. Wall against Lillard. To the paint. Got a piece of it. Nurkic with the steal. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Here's McCollum. And it's slammed in by Davis.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, and he was so quick to break on that one. A good sign that he read the play.
Well, you look at Markieff Morris, and you see a player, Greg, who is finally meeting his potential.
And you know what? Give credit to Morris because he's fallen in line with the team and the staff here. I think he's always had the talent to be an impact player. It just took a structured situation for him to really flourish, and I think he's found a home here in Washington.
One shot. One shot.
Morris no good on the free throw. Trailblazers leading by 16, and a wide open look for McCollum. Almost, but it rolls out.
And that's the shot you want to create. They just can't get it to fall.
Well, certainly a disappointing result, but they'll live with the shot. You know, they'll take that every time.
And that one falls coming off of Davis's feed. And the Trailblazers lead by 18.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
Here's Morris. That one's not going to go. And the Trailblazers going the other way.
I'll tell you, that's been the story of this guy's night. He can't get anything to fall.
McCollum against Beal. Lillard outside. 6 to shoot. It's stolen by Wall. In transition, here come the Wizards. Porter's running. Here's Gortat. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's going to be on Yusuf Nurkic.
That's just excellent use of the pump fake from Gortat. You know, he's constantly working on selling whoever is checking him.
I think everyone can now agree that John Wall is one of the better point guards in the NBA.
No doubt. At this point, when you factor in his production, he's got to be in the top 5, if not top 3 guards in the league. One of the better passers we have as well. It's just hard to find guards that can create so easily the way Wall can.
2 shots. Relax on the first.
And he can't get the first one. Good on the second free throw. And it's the Trailblazers with the ball. They lead by 17. It's McCollum on the wing. He's covered by Beal. Lillard dishes to McCollum. Shoots over Beal. And the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim. 16 points for C.J. McCollum. Now here's Beal, defended by Harkless. Here's the screen. And Gortat kicks to Wall. Shot clock at 6. And the wide open shot from Morris. And another miss by Washington. Portland leading by 19. Here's McCollum. And he converts the layup. McCollum's got 11 points here in just the second half.
And they're just dominating on both ends. And it's reflected now in the score.
Oh, absolutely, Greg. They're absolutely rolling in sync totally on both the offensive and defensive ends.
Wall. And again, Washington no good.
And that's really a function of the offense not working as it should.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's not how you capitalize on the offensive end. You simply have to be more patient.
Now here's Harkless. And there's the feed to McCollum. Great D that time from Beal.
That's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
No, exactly, Greg, especially when the ball is that deep inside. You've got to respect how he altered that shot.
Oh, how about using the rim to get some true hang time?
You know, he just wanted to make sure the landing was softer than the takeoff. Now here's Davis. Passes it to Nurkic. Davis sets a screen. Nurkic can't hit.
Boy, it's tough to see how he misses that one. I don't think the defense was all that tight on him.
And Wall kicks to Gortat. And that comes off the assist by John Wall. Wall's got 3 assists tonight.
Another bucket for Gortat. He shouldered the scoring load for them tonight.
Now here's Lillard. McCollum left side. And Lillard kicks to McCollum. Again, McCollum missing.
And even against defense as tight as that, you almost expect him to still bury those.
Trailblazers leading by 17. Lillard attacking. Wall with a block. And here's the fast break. Porter leading the way from 12 feet out. Portland grabs the miss. Davis has got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Here's Harkless, and he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. And the foul goes against Washington.
Shooting 2.
The first one falls. He doesn't get the second one. Wizards trail by 18. Beal gets a wide open look. Nailed from three-point land.
Boy, they've been terrific from beyond here in the second.
To the left wing. Lillard from outside. Porter pulls it in. Porter's got his 3rd rebound tonight. Wall, that's a 2-pointer. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers.
I'll tell you, his touch has been off all day, and now his judgment is starting to go by the wayside as well. That's a poor shot. Well, you can see he's feeling it right now. Shots dropping from all over the place this quarter.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Damian Lillard. That is his first foul of the game. Wall with it. Outside, Beal. A 3-ball. Dives for it. That doesn't go either for Beal. Trailblazers leading by 17. Davis, the pass to Lillard. Count that bucket. Lillard's got 27 points.
Yeah, you got to enjoy seeing Lillard fire away here. An awesome scorer who can just take over games all by himself.
And Wall kicks to Morris. Porter against McCollum. Porter dishes to Gortat. Nurkic with the block. They get it back. Just 5 on the clock. Beal from long range. And so the ball out of bounds. Beal touched it last. Portland's gone ice cold from three-point land. 0 of 4 since the start of the final quarter. Over in the corner, Harkless. Porter passes to Beal. Second chance shot, and there's the nice layup by Gortat. Gortat's got 5 points now in the quarter.
It's starting to look like a repeat of last night, guys. He's battling really hard out there.
Oh, he sure is. I mean, these past 2 games, his energy level has been sensational. Whether it's a putback like that or other hustle plays, he's been everywhere.
Here's Beal. Following the score by Damian Lillard. Outside Beal. And that comes off the assist by John Wall. Wall's got his 4th assist in this one.
Now we come to expect John Wall will make the right play, creates yet another open look.
Now a timeout called by Portland. They're ahead by 16. 1:53 left here in the 4th quarter. A chance now to recognize our Jordan player of the game, Damian Lillard.
Yeah, and his performance has been a jaw-dropper. He must have been feeling great coming into the building tonight, because once he hit the court, it was all working for him. He was in a zone.
They'd lost 2 straight coming into this one, and he knew he needed to put his foot down. He showed leadership tonight, getting them back on the winning track. Gortat with the steal. And here's Porter to the middle. And the bucket counts. 3-point chance here.
Marcin Gortat would not be denied.
On the free throw, no good. Trailblazers leading by 14. Harkless on the wing. Pass to McCollum. He can't get it to go. Great D that time from Beal. Down low and stolen by Lillard. McCollum outside. Launches a three. The rebound by Gortat. They've been a little too casual with the ball out there.
Yeah, but you can't force that square peg into the round hole. Oftentimes, you just got to make that first simple pass and get a rhythm from that. And clearly, we will not be witnessing a spirited comeback tonight, albeit as exciting as that would be. This was an excellent all-around performance for the Trailblazers.
The differential in assists led to a lot of open looks, and it also helped to get more guys involved in the offense easy.
And they made the defense adjust, but they just couldn't come up with an answer.
And so that moves their record to 11 wins on the year.
And so they win their first game against this squad. It's a 2-game season series, and they'll be going for the sweep the next time they face off.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Damian Lillard.
Boy, I love the priority he placed on his passing tonight. It inspired great player movement, great... Stop it!
And guys, you got to ask, where was this effort when it mattered? The game's over now.
Right. Frustrating for sure, Greg. I don't think they'll be able to mount a comeback at this point.
And the highlight reel replay brought to you by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. Excellent work by the talented people in our production truck as well.
And this is how you close out a game, not taking any chances.
Well, you can't have any room for error late in a game like this, so they put the finishing touches in style. I love how they closed.
It's Wall with the drive. And Gortat kicks to Wall. Morris outside. And so Portland takes this one, but by a big margin. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Damian, it looks like this team's progress can be measured by your improvement at the defensive end. Do we see that tonight?
We made some mistakes like every other basketball team does, but I think we did a great job of making adjustments. We got a little more physical. We did a great job of that.
And that led to a big win, Damian. Thanks for your time, man. Kevin?
All right, David, thank you. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our terrific 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. So long.